Change is a fundamental truth in the business world. It is the engine of progress. It is the source of disruption. Think about it. Nothing stays the same for long. New technologies emerge. Customer expectations shift and evolve. Markets expand. Markets contract. Competitors introduce new products. For any organization, standing still is not an option. It is a slow march toward irrelevance. Change is not just an event. It is a continuous state of being. It's the decision to adopt a new software system. It's the pivot to a remote work model. It's the merger with another company, creating a new, larger entity with a different culture. This constant motion can feel unsettling. It introduces uncertainty and risk, but it also presents immense opportunity. Change is how a company grows stronger. Change makes a company more resilient. It is the pathway to innovation. It allows a business to find better ways of working. It helps organizations become more efficient. It helps them serve customers more effectively. Ultimately, it helps them stay ahead of the curve. The ability to navigate change is no longer a specialized skill. It has become a core competency for survival and success. Every leader, every manager, and every employee must understand that adapting is part of the job. The world simply moves too fast. The challenge is not to avoid change. The real challenge is to manage it effectively. When change is handled poorly, the consequences can be severe. Projects fail to deliver their promised benefits. Employees become disengaged. Employees become confused. Employees become resistant. Productivity plummets as people struggle to adapt to new tools or processes. Customer satisfaction can suffer. The financial costs of a failed initiative can be staggering. Understanding the mechanics of change is critical. Transform chaotic force into a structured and positive journey toward a better future. Change management is the people side of change. It is a structured approach for guiding individuals, teams, the entire organization from their current state to a desired future one. Its primary focus is not on the technical details of the change itself, but on the human journey of adapting to it. Think of it as the art and science of helping people embrace, adopt, and utilize a new way of working. It answers the question, how do we bring our people along with us? Before we continue, if you are enjoying this video, feel free to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to receive future updates. For most people, the first reaction to organizational change is not excitement, it's uncertainty. The human brain is wired to prefer predictability and routine. When a change is announced, it disrupts that comfort. Employees immediately start asking personal questions. How will this affect my job? Will I have the skills to succeed in this new system? Is my role still secure? What if I can't keep up? This initial phase is often marked by anxiety, skepticism, and even fear. People worry about losing their status, their competence, or their connections with colleagues. It is a natural and deeply human response to the unknown. Ignoring this emotional reality is a common and critical mistake. This uncertainty can quickly curdle into resistance if not managed properly. Resistance isn't always loud or confrontational. It can be passive and subtle. It might manifest as employees continuing to use old familiar processes instead of the new ones. It could be a drop in productivity as people struggle to learn. It might appear as an increase in complaints, a rise in absenteeism, or a general sense of negativity and low morale spreading through the team. This resistance is not necessarily a sign of bad employees, it is a symptom of unmet needs. Effective leadership is the antidote to this fear and resistance. A good leader acts as a guide through the uncertainty. While change management focuses on the people, change control is all about the process. It is a formal and systematic procedure used to manage and approve modifications to a project, to a system, or to a product. Its primary goal is to ensure that any proposed change is carefully reviewed, assessed for its impact, and officially approved before implementation. Think of it as the gatekeeper for a project. Nothing gets altered without going through the proper channels. This discipline is essential for maintaining stability, integrity, and order, especially in complex technical environments like software development, engineering, or manufacturing. It answers the question, how do we make sure that this change doesn't break anything? The core of change control is documentation. Every proposed change begins with a formal change request. Not a casual email, a structured form that captures specific information. It details what needs to be changed, why the change is necessary, and who is requesting it. Most importantly, it includes an analysis of the potential impact. What are the risks? What is the estimated cost in time and resources? What other parts of the system or project will be affected? This creates a clear, auditable trail, ensuring decisions are deliberate and well-informed. To truly understand the difference, let's look at a real-world example. Imagine a large hospital decides to replace its decades-old paper-based patient records with a modern electronic health record system. This is a massive undertaking. The change management team swings into action. Their focus is the hospital staff, doctors, nurses, administrators, and technicians. They start by communicating the vision: faster access to patient information, fewer medical errors, better patient outcomes. They create a communication plan, regular newsletters, town halls, question and answer sessions. They identify change champions, respected doctors, respected nurses. They organize comprehensive training sessions, role-specific hands-on training so everyone feels competent. They create support channels, a dedicated help desk, on-the-floor experts during launch weeks. They listen to feedback and acknowledge learning difficulties. They celebrate milestones like the first department to go fully digital. Their job? Manage the human transition from paper to pixels. Now look at the same project from Change Control. The IT project team implements the EHR software. 6 months in, surgeons request a major UI customization. They believe their layout is more efficient for the operating room. They can't just make the change, they submit a formal change request. The document details the new layout, explains why it's better, estimates the effort required. This starts the change control process. While both disciplines deal with change, their purpose and focus are fundamentally different. Change management is strategic and people-focused. Its primary purpose is to drive adoption and usage to achieve business outcomes. It deals with the emotional, psychological, and behavioral side of transition. Change control is tactical and process-focused. Its purpose is to manage modifications to a project or system in a controlled way. It is concerned with technical integrity, risk mitigation, maintaining project scope, schedule, and budget. One manages the people, the other manages the project's technical baseline. The people involved are distinct. Change management spans the organization. It is led by change practitioners and senior leaders. It engages middle managers and frontline employees. Success depends on communication, coaching, and influencing the workforce. Change control uses a smaller specialized group. Key players: project team, technical experts, and the change control board, the CCB. Interactions are formal requests, reviews, and approvals. Timing differs. Change management starts early and continues long after. It begins with building awareness, creating desire, and extends through reinforcement. It's a long-term cultural and behavioral journey. Change control activates when a baseline change is proposed. It is event-driven. A change request is submitted, reviewed and decided upon, then closed for that request. It runs in discrete cycles across the project lifecycle. Finally, impacts differ. Change management yields high employee morale, fast adoption, and full ROI realization. Change control delivers project stability and predictability. Imagine a company that excels at change control but completely ignores change management. They decide to implement a new, highly efficient manufacturing process. The project is a model of technical execution. The change control board meticulously reviews every request, ensuring the new machinery and software are installed perfectly, on time, and under budget. The project manager is praised for their flawless execution. On launch day, the new assembly line is technically perfect. However, no one prepared the factory floor workers for the change. They were not consulted, their fears were not addressed. The training they received was rushed and inadequate. The result is a disaster. The workers, who feel their expertise has been ignored, are resentful and resistant. They struggle to operate the new, unfamiliar equipment. Production speed plummets to half its previous rate. Errors and waste increase dramatically. Morale hits rock bottom. Experienced employees start looking for other jobs. The company spent millions on a technically perfect system, but because they failed to manage the people side of the change, the project is an operational and financial failure. Now let's consider the opposite scenario. A company great at change management but lacking formal change control. This organization decides to launch a new mobile app for its customers. The change management team does a brilliant job. They get everyone excited. The marketing team has a great campaign ready. The sales team is trained and eager to promote it. The entire company is aligned and motivated, sharing a powerful vision for how this app will revolutionize customer engagement. However, the development process is chaotic. Without a formal change control process, stakeholders from different departments constantly ask for new features. The developers, trying to please everyone, keep adding these features without assessing their impact. The project's scope balloons. The timeline slips by months, and the budget doubles. When the app is finally released, it is full of bugs because the constant changes were never properly tested. The most successful organizations understand that change management and change control are not competing priorities. They are two essential parts of a single, successful whole. Two gears, people and process, fit together to turn a larger wheel labeled success. They are partners that work in tandem to deliver change that is both technically sound and embraced by the people who must use it. Change control provides the stable, predictable foundation for the project, while change management builds the bridge that connects the people to that new foundation. One ensures the what of the change is delivered correctly, one ensures the who and the why. When they work together, they create a powerful synergy. This partnership plays out in a continuous feedback loop. The change management team, through conversations with employees, might discover a major usability issue. Example: a new software system with a usability problem. That feedback is valuable data, not just a complaint. Change management helps employees formulate a clear, well-reasoned change request, then submits it into the change control process. The technical team formally considers real-world user needs. The change control board evaluates the request using a structured process. In the other direction, the CCB approves a change. The change management team becomes a critical partner in implementation. The CCB's decision is the start of a new transition for employees. Change management translates the approved change for the organization. They communicate what is changing, why, and what it means for daily work. They organize training and support to ensure adoption. That turns a technical decision into business reality. This integrated approach de-risks the initiative. Change control mitigates technical risks, scope creep, budget overruns, system instability. Change management mitigates people-related risks, low adoption, employee resistance, lost productivity. The final outcome is a truly embedded, value-creating business transformation. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe and hit the notification bell to receive future updates.